Hey. Welcome to the read of the Love Exquisite Magazine, which you can access for free online at loveexquisitellc.com. Hey, welcome to December 2025. My name is Lynette, and I am reading in the section titled For the Love of Relationships, y'all. And this article is titled Sincerity. Whoo, another good one. Get your popcorn out, whatever it is that makes you comfortable. I want y'all to listen, and learn sincerity, because this message comes to you from my heart to your heart with sincerity. Sincerity is one of the most admirable characteristics that you can have, the most admirable character trait to have. Whether you are in a friendship, whether you're dating, or you're in a relationship, sincerity is important. Sincerity is showing up as your authentic self, your real self, the real you, not pretending or hiding behind the truth or hiding the truth, and not being deceptive or saying things that you really don't mean. Sincerity is the quality of being genuine, being honest, and free of pretense, deceit, or manipulation. It means that your words and your actions and your intentions match your true feelings and your true beliefs. In a world filled with fake personas and filtered realities dominating everyday interactions on television, on social media, and in real world settings, sincerity has become one of the rarest and most valuable qualities in a dating relationships. In relationships, period, even friendships. It's good to be sincere. It's easy to pretend and to perform or to say what you think someone else wants to hear. But the truth is, you can't pretend forever. The truth eventually reveals itself. The truth is simple. Relationships built on anything other than honesty and sincerity eventually will collapse under the weight of unspoken truths. I have to say that again. The truth is simple. This truth is simple. Relationships built on anything other than honesty and sincerity, and that goes for friendships also, they will eventually collapse under the weight of untruth. Because a lie weighs heavy, honey. It weighs a ton. A lie carries a heavy weight. The truth is light and free. So trust is not created through grand gestures. It's formed through consistent authenticity. Consistent authenticity. When someone shows up as their true self, as they truly are, without disguises or a strategic charm or a strategic plan to get their way with you or to have their way with you, it sends a powerful message to the person that he or she can be trusted, or that you can be vulnerable with, that they can be vulnerable with you concerning matters of their heart. When you are sincere, when you are genuine, when you are honest. So sincerity means saying what you mean and admitting when you're unsure, and being brave enough to have those uncomfortable conversations. Without sincerity, partners are, they second guess. They doubt the relationship. You second guess each other. You doubt that the person is telling the truth or how they really feel about you. You start to fill in the gaps with fear and assumptions of the other person, of what you think they're doing. So when you're not sincere, sincerity sets the foundation for emotional safety. One of the greatest gifts you can give to someone that you are trying to, or that you are building a friendship or building a relationship with, is that he or she feels safe enough to be vulnerable with you, that they can trust you with their heart. That's important. Sincerity elicits feelings of safety. If you are insincere in your words and your actions, you can falsely invoke feelings of safety through the lies and deception. So people might think they can be vulnerable and safe with you, because they're believing your lies and deception, which can really do tremendous damage, and sometimes irreparable damage that causes hurt to the person who thought that they were safe with you, who thought that they could trust you. So it's better to be sincere. When both parties know that they can express their feelings, even the messy parts of life, even the imperfection parts of the friendship or the relationship, when they think that they can express them without judgment, without fear of retaliation or defense or rebuttal reply or lies or manipulation, the intimacy in the friendship deepens. It grows deeper and deeper, and there's a closeness that can result from it. Pretending, withholding, or sugarcoating your emotions and how you really feel, it might keep you temporarily at peace, but it will prevent you from deepening the connection that you are trying to build or could possibly have with your mate or your friend. Because emotional intimacy requires honesty, even when it's awkward, even when sometimes the truth hurts. A lie hurts way more than the truth does. So many relationship problems don't start with dramatic betrayals. They usually start with the small little white lies people want to say, or the swallowed truth, or the, saying, oh, I'm fine when you're actually not fine. Saying, agreeing to things that you really don't want to agree on, or doing things that you really don't want to do, or being unhappy and saying, oh no, I'm fine, everything's fine, or not being honest about how you really feel about the person that you're with, and because you're trying to avoid hurting them. When if you don't like a person, or if you are not feeling the same way that the person is feeling, you have to be honest with them, because in the end, what's happening is your presence is continuing to develop feelings for them, for you. And so you're going to hurt them either way. You know what I mean? So it's better to cut your losses sooner rather than later, because they're not as engulfed or as invested in the friendship or the relationship that is not that long term. You know what I mean? So tell a person right up front. You know what I mean? Don't just be sincere. Don't lie. That's really pretty much what this article is about. Be sincere. So not telling him or her if you're dating someone else, or if you are attracted to someone else, or if you've gone back to somebody that you said you are no longer with, whatever the case might be. Be honest. Be honest. No, you can't have your cake and eat it too. No, you can't. That's very selfish. You can't. So you want to double back? Go ahead. But be honest. Be sincere. Because again, that talks, it speaks volumes about your character, not the other person's character, yours. So what are you trying to say? What character are you conveying? Don't say you don't care, because you should. You should care about how you hurt people. You should care about how people look at you, how people view you. You should care. So be sincere about your intentions and what they are. So these insecurities eventually build into resentment, disgust, and distrust. Like the person look at you like, you trash. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want nobody looking at you like you trash. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? So be sincere. Be honest. It's better that way. You live longer that way. Sincerity stops resentment before it forms by encouraging partners to deal with issues directly instead of burying them. Being honest and sincere allows the person that you're with to determine whether or not they still want to choose you. You know what I mean? For who you truly are. So allow them that much respect and that much dignity to choose, to make a choice, to have a choice to make. So when you're sincere while dating or in a relationship, you give someone the chance to choose you, not a version of who you're crafting or who you're showing up behind the mask to be, selfishly being deceptive. And yes, that can feel risky, because you might be like, no, if I'm honest, I might lose them. Okay, but that's a decision that you have to make. You gotta weigh what's it worth to you? What's it worth to you? So sincerity sometimes means losing people who you aren't in alignment with. But it also means that you won't be wasting your time or theirs. You won't be wasting months or years maintaining a role that you can't sustain long term. or that you're not willing to sustain long term, or needs that you're not willing to meet, even short term. Just be honest, because a person, the more you're around a person, the more you develop feelings for the person. If they treat you, in a loving kind of way, or if you just genuinely like them, you know what I mean? That infatuation thrives on the mystery, of what you think might happen or develop. But lasting love thrives on honesty. Honesty. Real relationships require real communication. A communication that's honest. So sincerity isn't about constant emotional intensity. So people don't be like, I know if I'm not sincere, we're gonna talk, I don't want to talk about it. We're gonna get all emotionally intense. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you're showing up truthfully every day with your true self, not a facade. It's the glue that keeps people together, that keeps people connected through the change, through the stress, through life's unpredictability. Sincerity doesn't only mean being honest with other people. It also means, more importantly, being honest with yourself. Who are you? Who are you really? Behind the mask. What's your character like really? you know um you got to ask yourself certain questions, when you're dating, when you're in friendships, when you're in relationships. You have to ask yourself these questions. Am I really ready to be committed to this person? Am I really ready to be in a committed relationship? If I cheated, right, do I really want the person that I cheated on? Or is my cheating worth me losing them? You gotta ask yourself these things. Or the person that I'm cheating with, are they even worth me losing what I have? Are you compromising your values just to have a connection? Are you lowering your standards? Are you only with your mate out of obligation? Those obligations can range from financial stability, like money, they take care of me or whatever, or we've been together for so long, I might as well stay now, no matter the hurt, no matter the pain, no matter the deception, no matter the love loss, is the same love is gone, but I'm for comfortable here. Or we have children together, so I feel out of obligation that this is somebody that I gotta stay with them, you know what I mean? So ask yourself, are you really being honest with yourself? Are you leading someone on because you're fear of being alone? Well, I just want somebody. It's better to have somebody than nobody. I don't care who it is. You gotta ask yourself, how sincere are you? How honest are you with yourself? Answer those questions, because they're important. And I talk a lot about a whole lot of stuff in this sincerity article, but I know that it's too much for me to put on this YouTube channel, because it goes on and on and on and on. But again, you can read all about it in the Love Exquisite Magazine, Love Exquisite LLC. I'm going to keep going down to get to the end, but it's a lot of jewels and tools in there that you can use. What I'm asking you and imploring you to do is live a genuine life, live an honest life, be sincere with your intentions, be sincere with the people around you that is in your life, especially if they're good to you. If I'm good to you, be sincere, be honest with me. That's all I can ask. Be sincere. Let your yes be your yes and your no be your no. Let your I am where I say I'm going to be when you say you're going to be there. Let your word be your bond, and so that we can build that love and that trust, and that it doesn't fade away, because now I'm looking at you different. I'm looking at you like you shady. You know what I mean? I'm looking at you like I don't even like you as a person anymore. You know what I mean? You don't want that in your relationships. You don't want that in your friendships. So be honest, be sincere. You cannot build something real when you're hiding, when you're pretending, when you're manipulating emotions to avoid discomfort or fear of being left alone. Insincerity does more damage. It's more damaging than most are willing to admit. Not because the intention is always malicious, but because the consequences cut deep. Being honest doesn't always guarantee comfort, but it does guarantee clarity. It guarantees clarity. And clarity is the only thing that protects relationships from unnecessary pain. If you want deeper, healthier connections and friendships and dating and committed relationships, choose sincerity. Even when it means that you have to be vulnerable, even when it's difficult, always when they matter to you. Choose to be sincere. Be sincere, y'all. Don't break people's hearts, because it doesn't always heal.